Good day, everyone. It is April the 16th, 2023, and this is a young lady named Jamison. And Jamison, I'd like you to speak to everyone and tell you your story, and maybe start with how old you are, and a bit about your family and your children and stuff first, and then perhaps go in and explain how you got in here. Because today I'm interviewing a young lady, a homeless person, who is one of the homeless people who is in one of our motels. So if you'd like to start off there, Jameson, I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm Jamison Ferguson. I'm 25 years old. I am a mother of three. Me and my husband have been here for over a year now, since 2021 of October 2021. We have three children. Our oldest is 4, and our youngest is 4 months. We ended up here, well, we've been from motel to motel to motel to motel for the past 4 years. I took my son home, my firstborn, home to a trap house, because we rented a room in it. And the trap house was full of drugs. Nobody gave a damn that I had my baby there. They were still smoking drugs and everything, and of course CAS was involved. But gladly I got CAS out of my life almost about a year ago, after being in my life for 3 years. I came here to Ottawa to try to fight for my baby dad to be a father to his firstborn son, and it ended up really, really bad. I ended up getting a call while I was 37 weeks pregnant stating that he had passed away in the Montfort Hospital ICU due to his drug use. I had to go and claim his body. I had to go and ID him, and he died the day before my birthday. He was homeless. He was staying at the Shepherds of Hope here in Ottawa, getting no help. Trust me, we tried to help him, and it just did not work out. They keep these people on disability and just give them thousands of dollars at the end of the month, thinking, yeah, you guys can do whatever the heck you want with it. Well, it's all going to drugs. It's not going to what they need. It's not going to clothing. It's not going to food. It's not going to shelter. It's all just going either in their veins, up their nose, or in their lungs. I used to be a drug addict as well. Now I've never put a needle in my arm, but I have snorted, I have smoked. And I got clean for my kids.
And how long did it take you to get yourself off the drugs?
Well, I didn't know I was pregnant with my son until I was 21 weeks.
Oh my.
And at that point I looked at my doctor and I said, I've been smoking methamphetamine, I've been on crack cocaine. The week before this doctor's appointment, I went to Canada's Wonderland, and I went on every single ride. Not thinking about anything. I was so skinny, and do you know what? I couldn't keep track of my period because number one, I couldn't keep a phone because I was homeless in Peterborough.
Did you have your phone stolen too, as well, or?
No, I had to pawn it off because I needed to eat because I was pregnant. I was couch surfing. I was sleeping in tents, and this went on until I was about 35 weeks pregnant.
Oh my goodness, it's pretty much close to giving birth.
Yeah, and we finally found a room, and that was the trap house.
Wow.
And we have been from motel to motel to motel since 2019, February 8th.
Yes, and with the family, you certainly deserve affordable housing.
Oh, yeah. We got told the wait list was 18 months. Our homeless status was going to be on May of this year, and we were supposed to get an offer for housing. We just got told it's 2 years now.
2 years, so it's expanded another 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is not good.
It makes us mothers feel like we're failing.
And it's not you failing. You're just young people. You've got yourself into situations, and even when you try and straighten yourself out, you're still in a situation because of the way our system is working here.
When things
or not working, I should say.
In our Ottawa housing, so we've been here at this motel for about a year now, over a year, and we've collected a lot of items, like a freezer, so that we can cook for our family, a new conventional oven, so that we can actually, cook at-home meals, and we can have an oven and an air fryer and stuff like that. Like, we haven't had a kitchen in so long. I don't even know what it feels like anymore. My kids have grown up just knowing a motel. They've never
So they've
had their own room.
literally lived growing up in a motel.
Yep.
You know, and this is what we're even hearing from the immigrants that we're bringing into the country, that they're living in motels.
Yeah, the lady beside me, she's been here for 6 years and she's got 8 kids.
In this little motel room?
In one little motel room.
Yes.
And it's not like I don't work. Like I've had to go out and try to find a job now, which I start Tuesday, thankfully. But that's not even going to be enough because now my OW is going to be taken.
Right.
They take off as much as you make.
Yes, exactly.
And they only give you, like, for a family of 5, I have me, my husband, and our 3 children. And we only get $419 for basic needs.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the month for a family of 5. Like you can't do anything with that.
Sylvie!
Excuse me, I'm filming here.
Just suck it.
You-
And Justin Trudeau, he just keeps on giving us money that we don't need. We need our baby bonus to be upped. We need affordable housing. We need the inflation to go down. I remember when diapers were $25 a box.
Yes, I
That was
remember
4
those
years
times.
ago. Now you can't even get out of the store with a box of diapers without spending $45. Formula's gone up. It used to be $15 for the formula I used to buy, the Parents' Choice. Now it's $25. Infamil used to be $35. Now it's like $45.50. Plus with the tax, it comes up to $65.70. And that's just for a little thing like that.
Well, I can even say, even with my dog food for my dog, it used to be like $13 for an 8-kilo bag. Now I'm paying $36 plus the tax.
Yeah, let's
So-
talk Walmart. Like their deals and stuff like that. 3 for, like, it used to be for goldfish. All the moms should know this because all the kids eat goldfish. It used
Yeah.
to be 3 for $6, 3 for $5. Now it's 3 for $9. Cereal used to be 3 for like $7. Now it's 3 for $10.
Oh, I know.
Chips have gone up in price. Now instead of our 97-cent chip, no-name chips, they're $1 and something. Even the dollar stores, nothing's $1 there anymore.
Oh, I know. Everything's going up. It's more like $5 for for the same article now at the dollar store. It seems like.
And there's nothing you can really do. Like, you speak out about it, you complain to your housing worker, and nothing gets done. Nothing
Yes.
gets done. You just get gaslighted, you get thrown under the bus, or you just get shoved to the side. I've been abused. I've been in an abusive relationship. I've watched people here be here for 3 months and go get housing.
Yes.
I've been sitting here for almost 2 years now.
And why do you think they're getting the housing and you're not?
I don't know. I really don't know.
And yet you
Because they
have
have-
a
maybe
family
because
of
they
young
have better
children
credit.
and you really need housing.
Like, we watched this other couple with 1 child, and then she got pregnant, and she was out within 7 months. And into a place, and she just got moved because she was in a 2-bedroom place. She had another baby, and she got transferred into a 3-bedroom townhouse within a month.
So I think there's something wrong with the priority listing here.
Yeah, there is. There is something very wrong with the priority listing. On top of that, why do we have to stick the families in motels? And if you stick us in motels where, there's no riffraff. There's no drugs that are going to be around us. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, young
here
children
at
shouldn't
3
see that.
o'clock in the morning, we have cops looking for guns. We have cops with flashlights looking at our windows and stuff like that. Like, we have the homeless coming around our whole area and stealing our bikes, our kids' toys and stuff like that. Like, and for a young couple to live like this, for anybody to live like this, it's not right.
It's not
It's
right.
Okay.
It's not right on anyone. Everyone has the right to the basic needs in life. And even the children
Yeah.
have it.
My children haven't had their own room since they've been born. My kids don't know what an apartment looks like.
My goodness. That is terrible.
And I have no supports. I cut my mom off because she's an addict. She sells her methadone and everything else, so I left her in Coburg. My sister, I cut her right off because she married her abuser, and she's also a drug addict. with kids. Um, we've cut off my husband's side of his family because they're drug addicts, users and abusers, and me and him come from the same background. Like, I wasn't even raised by my biological parents. I was raised by my grandparents.
Well, it sounds like you were lucky because you seem to have turned out yourself okay. You've gone through rough patches, but you've come out of it, these rough patches, and all you're trying to do is make a life for you and your children, and your family.
Yes,
And you have that right.
And I have a lot of working background on my belt. Like, I have no criminal record, nothing. Like, I'm 25 years old, so
You're just starting life with a brand new family, and you have that right. I mean, even ourselves growing up in the 60s and that, like myself, we were able to go even on a grade 10 education and get a half decent job back then. You know, and we had the right, we were able to get housing and everything else. We had it. We were in the lucky generation, and what are we leaving for the generations that are following us right now? We're in serious trouble.
yeah, like to even get a house now, your credit has to be prim and proper. You have to have a good job, and half the time when you're looking for an apartment, they don't want you to have kids.
Well,
As soon as you state that you have kids, that's when they're like, oh, okay, well, I'm just not going to answer you now. Or you say something about your credit and they don't like your credit score and they're like, okay, no. Or they meet you and they just don't like your appearance.
Oh, I know. There's something very wrong with, and it's generational here too, I believe.
Yeah.
Something's happened very severely. We do need to do something to help you young people. And I hope my listeners are also understanding that this is one of the stories that I've been trying to get. And now that I'm out of the hospital and I'm getting mobile again, I'm hoping to have more stories like yours going out to actually show people that there are people who really desperately want the help. And then you have the addicts who don't want the help. Because as my parents said, there's one thing of giving a handout, but there's a lot better to give a hand up. And here's a young lady that definitely wants a hand up and not getting it. And when she really wants it for her family.
I can't afford to give my kids Christmas. They didn't have Christmas last year. They didn't have Christmas the year before, and the year before that. My kids don't know what Christmas is. My kids don't know what Easter is. My kids probably will never know as long as we're in this motel and stuck in this rut.
Exactly.
And this is coming from a mother that's got nobody. Me and my husband are all we got. And it takes a village to raise a child.
Oh, it does. It definitely does.
And
And
there's
I've
no
said this
village.
over and over again.
And there's no village.
And this is what, when I was doing my video on community policing, and I was talking about my understanding what community policing was as seen as a child, if you go back to that video. And that was where I had, well, uproar with the whole entire police station at the time because of my runaway tricycle. So you'll have to get on that one. But I mean, everybody, the fire department, everybody stepped in to try and save me. Fortunately, it was a police officer who finally saved me before I ended up in the traffic with my tricycle. So it's kind of a funny story, but it just shows just how much we cared about each other because everybody was stunned, you know, and and the police department and the fire department, both a block away at the time, were all on the run because they didn't understand what was going on in the confusion and where was the fire. And of course, I didn't understand at 4 or 5 years old that I was the actual fire that was getting everyone so upset. But your story is so beautiful, and you're so articulate, and you are so beautiful in a way. You actually represent all the people that we need to reach to understand that there's so many young people out there that want the help, that are willing to get the help, and willing to do anything for getting the help.
I'm just gonna do this right now. At this motel, we suffered a really, really, really bad power outage last year. I don't think, if anybody remembers the power outage of last year.
That was about May, was that the one?
Yeah, but it was a storm.
Yeah, it was a storm.
And it was just after the 20th, after Baby Bonus came out. It was the day after. We all just bought all the groceries we needed for the month. All of us families here. And the power goes out. We all had to throw out our food.
Oh no.
All of our meat, all of our vegetables, all of our fruit, all of our frozen stuff, all of our milk, all of our cream. We had garbage cans overflowing with food. that we could not afford to throw out. And we didn't get power back on here for 4 or 5 days. And the owner of this motel went ahead and had a party downstairs. So I'm probably just gonna let go of what this motel is. Yes, it's the Concord.
Yes. And you don't even know where you're going to go after this is down, because this is where this is where the Sally Ann wants to build.
Yeah. They want to bring the riffraff to Venier instead of keep it downtown. But he had a generator going for the people that are having a party downstairs in his basement, but not for the people here that are losing their food.
Well, I remember,
cook for their kids.
But living in a house at the time that I was, and we had the great power outage of, I think it was 89, when the whole eastern seaboard, or 98, pardon me, when the whole eastern seaboard went down. And what people did was they picked up their tables, their barbecues. It was in the summer. They brought all their frozen stuff out and cooked. Just had a party in the middle of the street with candlelight, and brought all the food out and served all the food to the neighbors. So that was the kind of party, and that was the way I was brought up. With the whole neighborhood raised us all, raised children, but we never suffered because everybody just pulled everything together and pulled it together. So when that power went down through the whole eastern seaboard, that's what we did with our food. And at the same time, other times we didn't even open our freezers. And that was one of the things that my mother had often said is don't defrost your fridge in the summer at all. Because if something does go out, at least I heard the frost falling onto my meat and saved my meat when that power outage went out. I think I lost a couple of packages of meat in my fridge. That was it. So there's so many different ways that we can actually teach people on how to, in an emergency, what to do as well. And there's no preparation for something like this, and I think
the fridges that they provide us here, she's got the nicest fridge.
I bet. I know Sylvie does. Yes.
Yeah, our milk gets spoiled within 3 days after we buy it. We can't put leftovers in our fridge. We've complained about our fridge multiple times, and the owner refuses to do anything about it because he's so cheap. Who doesn't know the Concord Motel?
Well,
I actually broke my bed frame while I was holding my son, my 4-month-old son, who was 3 months at the time. And I went to go sit on the corner on my pillow, and it broke and snapped. And I went falling to the ground with my 3-month-old baby.
Oh my gosh.
And you want to know what he did? He just laughed.
The motel owner just laughed because you felt...
Didn't ask if I was okay, didn't ask if the baby was okay, he just laughed. And, you want to know what he used the back of the fucking bed frame for? A shelf.
A shelf.
And this place is filled with bed bugs and cockroaches. Like, I've been sprayed 7-8 times for fucking bed bugs. And the owner didn't believe me for the first 6 months. I actually had to catch them and go take them to him. And at that point, he still didn't do anything. I had to take my kids to Centertown Community Health Center. Go get them to see a doctor and nurses there, and get them to write my housing worker that stated that my kids had bed bug bites on them, for them to get something done about it. And until that was done, then he did something about it. I had to go through all that just to get him to spray my room, just to get him to for him to believe me that there's bed bugs. I brought him physical bed bugs, and then he hired Orkin. Did never hire Orkin for anything. This guy came in and went, "There's no bugs in here. That's not a bed bug."
Oh my.
Bed bugs can't travel by clothing.
Uh.
Bed bugs can't travel. Can't travel through clothing or anything like that. They can't. They can't clasp onto your clothing or your house. You can't transfer them that way.
Well, I hate to ask, but what planet is this guy from?
Fucking planet La La Land. I can tell you that much right now. His name is Stefan too. He's from Orkin. Don't hire him. Please don't. He actually had to go out of his way. The owner here of the motel hires somebody who would actually get the job done. And it's still been 6 months, and we're still seeing bugs.
Well, I'm getting a kind of a long interview right now, but I will definitely come back and re-interview you again at another time. So I'm just going to cut the interview short, and I really appreciate the fact that you've actually talked to me today. And I'm going to see what we can do, try and help. And I know that we're working on scenarios and trying very hard with the new city council as well to try and do something.
Well, I am on TikTok with 14.8K followers. I am the Armstrong Family Main. Hamilton Armstrong Fam on TikTok. So if you want to look me up there, you're more than welcome to, and you can follow our experience and our journey on there. And you can see my kids on there too.
Oh, wonderful.
And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and follow me on TikTok, and I will surely return your messages.
Oh,
And
well,
if you have any questions, feel free to comment on any of my videos, and I will respond with a video.
oh, wonderful. That's nice for my viewers to know as well, because it's nice to be even on YouTube too, so that you can get the message out even further.
Yeah.
So any of my viewers, if you can pass this message on to anyone you can, please do. I really appreciate having you as my viewers. So thank you very much for today, and we shall end it here. And you have a nice day, and bye-bye.